Thank you for joining me for today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be painting a realistic moon using acrylic paints. So firstly, I'm going to start off by painting my canvas using this raw umber acrylic paint, and I'm going to give it a few layers so that it gets dark. So I do not want to leave a dent in my canvas by drawing on the moon using the pressure of my hand. So I went for this hack. I took a bowl that was the same shape of the moon I wanted, and using a sponge brush, I dabbed on the same color paint I used for the underpainting. And then all I did was gently place it on my canvas, and it left a mark on the canvas. So basically I was left with the drawing of my moon, the outline of the moon, and my canvas was completely dent free. After that, I painted the sides black. I did not paint the moon black because I wanted the brown of that area to later on help me build up the volume of the moon that I was going to paint. I started off with a very pale yellow mixture and started applying it as the base of the moon. And one thing I kept doing here consciously was not to wet my brush as often because I wanted that rough, streaky texture to build the texture of the moon. I made sure that I mark out all the lighter parts and the darker parts from the beginning, and the way I was applying my paint is that I was applying it in a very patch-like method. I wasn't like looking to smooth it out or anything because I wanted the rough texture. I think I've said this rough texture word a lot, but it was basically how I was going to achieve the realism of the moon to an extent. After I had sketched out the basics of my moon, I started using my paint in a very light wash-like consistency, and that was going to help me build volume. I also started applying my paint in little strokes to achieve that texture of the moon. There are also instances where you will see me dabbing the paint using my finger, and that is because I wanted the paint over there to be faded and so that I could build more texture on it. Overall, the key thing to keep in your mind is that do not rush when painting anything that requires detail, because if you rush through it, chances are you're going to not end up liking it because it's not going to be as effectively done as you would have done it if you'd given more time to it. This is how the moon painting looks in the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. This was actually my first time painting a moon and I enjoyed it a lot. I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, take care.